begin in the formal way. And you all are doing an exceptional job. And believe me, it's very hard to start anything. And you have taken the load of doing that, right? And lots of documentation and everything goes around it. Starting with whatever you're doing, if I begin, when I became part of Bhumi, it was already well established. I should not forget to mention you the fact that it was started in 2006. I joined around 2010 or something. So it was not like I did a lot to establish things, but yeah, I have played a part in maintaining things, right? In like developing over it or maintaining at least. So basically, I have few things which I can tell to you regarding my department, what we do, and how we select. Because as Parmeshwar told me that your biggest thing is you are working totally in ground rules at how you will select, how you will assign roles, the interns. Is you must be aware that you just don't take volunteers, you have to also provide them some kind of internship because leaders are not like lifetime. Every leader has a tenure and after that he has to leave and then someone else has to leave, right? And first of all, I have a very small story that I'll just say. What actually inspires me. There was a man and a boy. They went just in an aquarium once on a Sunday, fine Sunday morning. Then he sees that in one wall there is a huge aquarium, different slots of different size, and each has a star goldfish within it. And what the father finds, and he was astonished to see that in different boxes, the size of the goldfish was different. Like the larger the box, the bigger the size it was. And then he was like totally amazed and he's looking at it for hours and suddenly the owner comes and asks him that क्या हो गया आप अचानक किसी की तरफ क्यों देख रहे हो लगातार. What actually is making you wonder so much? Because he was clueless what he witnessed. And he witnessed that in different boxes he sees goldfishes of different size. And he asked why actually it happened. And he says that if you closely notice, the bigger the box, the bigger the size. The bigger you think, a wider your circle of thinking, the more you grow. And the same was the case for the goldfish. And that's what we expand. Like, that's why you are going for different cities, right? If you not have thought of that, you would have been confined to Chennai, even a section of Chennai, or even smaller than that. But we always dream big, because we want to be like the goldfish. And again, having said that, it does not happen like that. You have to work. And for work, you need departments. And as far as my experience goes, I'll tell you how we do. Like basically, we have every project. There are initially when we started, there were 4 projects. Today there are almost 11 of them. And mostly the remaining 7 came up in the last 3 years and have been running successfully. As if you might be aware, Chennai is totally ruled by Bhumi and by all respects with 84 centers we have, and with a child coverage of over 400, it's directly benefited. And our Joy of Giving week covers 5,000 kids in the month of October, the first week of October. And the best part about that project is any man or any boy or any girl can be part of that event, Joy of Giving, in October 1st to 8th, it actually happens. So this way they can contribute. Okay, now coming to the actual volunteership with the organization, how it happens. This year we had the orientation on 26th of May and the first orientation of the year, academic year, and very astonishingly we got 1,000 online registrations. People turned up in great numbers, and every project has its own requirement because you see it's a fact that people do register and you do become a volunteer, but you can't guarantee that volunteer will come and serve you for years and years. Usually the dedication goes away. Usually, okay. Our organization faces the same. Like last year in my project, the HR was handling 150 volunteers, and if you will be very amazed to know that how many remained for this year, 34. So like 150 were there and only 34 were willing to continue. So it's like huge load to again build up a new team because you need someone to teach, right? You have orphanages, you have your centers, and you need to teach people, and you need whole new recruitment process. And if you say blessing in disguise or a curse, in my era, like in my year, we have totally gone for a different age group. Like, it has never happened. Earlier, the Speak Out, the project in which I am part of, was benefiting kids from standard 6 to 9. But this time, the thinking was, why to make a kid wait for till standard 6 to learn English, right? If he can learn maths and physics kind of stuff in class 1, he should learn English also in class 1, because then by class 5 he will be like more aware, more capable. That's the age to learn, right? And this time we are having a pilot project. You can say we are self-accessing our own project, because this time definitely we want that Speak Out, my project, should go and spread to Mumbai and Delhi at least, or Trichy. People are working really hard. I think recently they got 50 volunteers, and it's like very great news for the organization, and especially and hopefully some of them will opt for Speak Out and will start there as well. And this time, last year we had 7 centers for Speak Out specifically. This time we have reduced to 5, because you must be wondering why we have reduced rather than expanding. This year the emphasis has been on quality. Last time we were directly benefiting 373 children, I guess. This time 150. Now, the major reason behind it, the number of children in the age group is less. Like, when you are targeting from 6 to 9, and what was the funda with 6 to 9 is that many kids are in class 6, but they don't know the English of level 1 also. So again, they also come in that category. But when you go for the lower age group, usually the elder people won't come to join class. So that's why the amount has reduced, but we are looking for quality this time. And having said that about quality, then what we look for quality is that mostly arts students we attack mostly, and engineering students least preferred because of their own preoccupations. And again, how to target art students? First years, mostly first years, because they are least preoccupied and they can prepare for classes well. I won't be like bluffing you that they come prepared or like do a lot of work. Nobody does that. Like, we all have a personal life. We become volunteer, we come and teach. I am giving you the friend scenario, but you need to see that, okay, the people you are hiring, how much time they are free. Like, can they prepare for at least 1 hour before coming and teaching someone? So arts, we found that, okay, this is the target group, because if you want a teaching volunteer, and they are good in literature mostly, so that's again benefits, especially when you are looking for an English teaching volunteer, and that's what we look for. And yeah, so arts is a main group, and again we target the month of May and July for recruitment, basically, because engineering students, they come back from home by July, but the arts people, they get free by May. So this year we had this concept. Looking at what I did different this year is that I have totally allowed a 2+2 rule. That means this time the recruitment has been very strict. I already mentioned the statistics to Parmeshwar while we were talking in class. 338 people came for this special, registered for Speak Out. And can you guess how many we would have selected? Any number?
30?
Yeah, 38. So it's like, that's that tough. And again, mentioning one more fact, today one of them got chucked out because he wasn't able to deliver. So the major point behind is that quantity is not what we look for. Quality. Because you are directly coming in contact with the child, and we want you to be perfect. If not perfect, work hard to become perfect, and that's what I follow. And again, we also train our volunteers. We understand that you're not teachers, like we all are students, and they are teaching another kid, so they must be trained. So we have professional trainers. We usually call them or hire them from Hyderabad. This year, Radhika was there from CFPT. It is for British education, Cambridge. They designed the syllabus for kids. So we specially invited her, and she came for 3 weeks continuously. And we had batches because so many volunteers can fit in a single day. It's an activity-based learning and training session because volunteers need that. Another thing is continuity that you need. And continuity, when it comes, you need regularity in volunteers. How to ensure that? Give an attendance rule. Like we have a 75% in our colleges, we have the same in Bhumi, and it is strict in my time especially. 75 is minimum annual attendance. And we have a grade system. The grade system being every class they attend, they get a +1. They miss, they get a -1. If they miss, then they get a substitute for themselves, they get a 0. and they have to pass a minimum cutoff every year. Center next academic year, because we are like very particular. I think the major thing I really like about my organization is that they are really very particular. I think I am one of the youngest person working over there. All of them are basically working group, like working class. Most of them are engineers. Like, okay, I'm an HR this year, and even I underwent a training, right? There were 45 elected leaders from 7 cities. We were called in June 19, 2021. We were specially trained, and it costed Bhumi around 6.5 lakhs on 45%, like 45 leaders from different cities and different projects to train us. And we undergone a leadership training program, like where we were embedded skills in how to make our project outstanding, because it's a huge pressure. Like they invested upon me on 3 days 18,000, and I have to return it back, isn't it? They spend on me, and I have to make my project good, anyhow good. And one more thing is, finally, when you're ready to start a project, the thing is checking. There is one department called operations. Operation guys, they look how things are going on. And I'm HR, like just recruiting, but operations is even more essential. Like how the centers are running, how we are contacting with the people. Like they are mostly like orphanages or missionaries and all. So we need to have a good relation with them. Okay, that brings me one more story is that last year we have Ramakrishna Mission, one place we were teaching. This year we couldn't, because the center people felt that Bhumi guys are like making kids like more dude type, so they don't wanted the Bhumi people to come because they were bringing laptops and all and gadgets. But I don't see that it was wrong on the volunteers' part. Technology is evolving, but okay, we didn't have good relations with them, then we are not continuing with that center. But having said that, I'm trying really hard that we come back to that center. If our pilot project is good enough, impressive enough, we will again go to RKH, and hopefully they will like the concept. Because I feel you should get the job done, howsoever you do it. If you need technological aid, you should take it. And like, of course, you should not play movies and all, like that's not your hired form. So, and yeah, final thing, whenever you're recruiting people, try to have minimum number of intakes over a year, because I said that okay, I'm a teacher, I deal with a set of kids over a year, and they won't like if I'm coming for 3 months and suddenly a new person comes and talks to them, because frankly speaking, they don't call you teacher, they call you Anna or Akka, like that. So for you, you're like your elder brother or an elder sister, so they really connect with you, and you should make it a point people are continually coming, and least variation in terms of whatever volunteers you have. And then again comes what kind of ground rules you set. So I think this all what we did, and we are hopefully working more and more to make it even larger. Like even there are full-time people. I'm not a full-time working with me. I'm a student as well. But there are Huma Madhavan is our syllabus coordinator. She is a full-time employee, and then Bhargav Ram is another full-time volunteer with me. They work a lot, and in comparison to me. And especially when I talk to Param in class and Sunny, they are also like looking for a full-time venture with the Green Nest. And you really would love and work really hard. And I wish you all best of luck. Like really, you're doing a fabulous job. See, one line that I would like to say to you all. Whenever you join all this, you live a life in one more dimension. Like when we talk about science, people live in 2 dimensions, you live in 3 dimensions. Like that's what I would say. And that sets you apart in all respect. And you should be proud of that. And whatever happens after a year, you should not take negatives out of it, but you should always feel, I did something which that guy or this girl would not have done. And that you should feel proud of. And there should not be like a materialistic gain behind it.
Yes.
That's what I feel. See, I know you must be agreeing to me with me on this. You know, many people come, many college students come for what? Any guesses? Certificates. And what I'll say in Bhumi, there is nothing at all. So if you want to come, you're coming only for society, only for development, and if you're really willing, if you're not, you are like totally welcome to take a step back and go away. Because we really don't care. We just want people who work, and who only work. Okay, that's it. And that's what I know saying all this is easy. Why easy? Because it's already established. The groundwork and all are established. For you, there will be a compromisation. There has to be some compromisation initially. But again, once you have 2 years, 3 years of work done, I'm definitely sure you will go miles ahead, like miles ahead in this. Yeah, that's all.
One last thing. Could you please share your personal experience with us? What made you go for this? Why did you go for this? You know there's nothing in return. You know that, but still why? I want to hear that.
Okay, it's like mostly personal. My, see, okay, to you all must be very much surprised to know that I was not even born in hospital. I was born in a village, in a room. And that must be giving an indication that what kind of background I am and what I have faced in life and what my father did. My father had to earn and to study while he was in class 8. Somehow he did his BCom from village, like rebelliously, like unlike all my other uncles and aunts, he was the one he really wanted to make something in his life. And he is like the most inspirational person I can ever meet in my life. Like, he's so inspiring to me. And he has done a lot for me. But he didn't get what he should have got in his childhood. And when I look at him, what I find sets him apart from others was his love for education, the love for knowledge. And I feel it's the biggest tool anyone can have. When you have knowledge, you can really rule over the world. And I don't want any kid just to be like devoid of that thing. It's a thing you should have it. You must have it. And when you have it, you can just get it. And that's what my aim is. And I want to do my bit, whatever way I can. Any more doubts and clarifications?
Just one doubt here. How do you actually target the first year of any nutrition?
Yeah, see, the thing is, first round is always a personal interaction round whenever the volunteers turn up in an orientation. So we don't endorse in like, okay, we have this project, we that project. We just make them sit, 2 people in a panel or 3 people in a panel. We just talk to them. Okay, we just get to know what they actually do, where they live. Personal, normal chit chat, okay. And while we are conversing with them, we filter out, okay, this can be a prospect. Shall we move it to the next level? Because the selection process is for 3-4 levels, like project specific. That's why I'm not mentioning what they are, because they are project specific. No use telling for that. The thing is, it depends what kind of work they are like made to involve in. So for my project, I'll tell you there are 3 rounds. First round is personal, like normal interaction. Second, we give them a small case study kind of a thing or situation. And the third round, we volunteers become kids and they have to teach us. And there we see what his capability of classroom management. And yeah, and then if we feel and we have vacancies for specific and his availability as well, because you might be free on Saturday and we may not have any slot on Saturday. So we'll put you on hold. So this way the selection goes.
And finally, the attendance system response for you said +1 -1 0.
The attendance is strictly needed. Tell you, after December now, most of them they like stop coming, and you really need to follow them up. And which I seriously hate. I seriously hate all this. And so what we have implemented is a +1, a 0, a -1 system. Whenever you come and you attend something, it's like Movies grade system. You can have your own as well. And what they have, like whenever you attend one class, you get a +1 grade. When you miss one class, suppose you are a Saturday volunteer and you are mapped to T Nagar and you're supposed to go every Saturday to T Nagar to teach, and you don't go, you will get a -1 for the week. But every center has classes on 2 days, like either Friday, Saturday or Saturday, Sunday. So what they do, we have 2 books or 3 books. So one set of volunteers, like 2 people on Saturday will cover 1 book all over the year, and the other 2 volunteers on Sunday will cover the other book throughout the year, like a textbook and a workbook on 2 different days. So if you have contacts, and usually we have WhatsApp groups or Facebook groups or uh, other ways of coordination, like you become friends, right, know each other. So that way we make sure that it's like again your skill, that how much you can interact with other people. So if possible, you ask the Sunday volunteer that okay, Macha, I can't come today, can you substitute? So if he does eventually, you won't get a -1, you get a 0, and he will get a +1. And supposedly next or in the following week, he misses his class and you go and attend for him, so he won't get his -1, he will get a 0 and you will get a 1. And this way the grade system follows, and as already mentioned, 75% annual attendance is needed. And as many foreigners are there in my project, because in English project you don't need to know Tamil, because you know in Chennai L1 is, we call Tamil L1 in our project, so language 1, it's a big factor. Then Speak Out English training group or the project, the foreigners can come in. So they demand holidays in Easter and Christmas. For them, the 4 weeks we don't give them -4, we give them 0 only. So that is the only leverage they have.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like when the volunteers don't know Tamil, and like the children won't know English, like even the basics
Yeah,
of
good
English.
question. I get
how-
it. Yeah, see, what happens in every class, there are 2 coordinators, as I already mentioned. So we map and we schedule the whole classes in such a way that one of them must be knowing Tamil. So the recruitment is such that they act as a moderator.
And you know this, the +1 -1. If you have a substitute, you know, the child may not understand what the substitute might teach, because you know you have a person who's been teaching you since a long time, and you know when another substitute comes in for them, the child may not understand the way they teach, because it takes some time.
Yeah, see, the answer behind it is that, as I already mentioned, your center, your counterparts, means if you are a Friday volunteer, a Saturday volunteer will come. And a kid, suppose you are in class 3, so there are 4 volunteers actually assigned to you, 2 for Saturday, 2 for Sunday. So it's not like that if the Sunday guy comes on Saturday, they won't be knowing him. They know him.
Taking class on both the days.
Yeah, so just like that, he will be seeing the Ranna or Akka twice a week sometimes.
Also, yes. So you want anything more? To ask?
Like you all have been listened to me very patiently, man. I'm bad in lectures, but
No,
still.
you see me like you lectures in class now, it's like it's not a problem. Okay, and okay, yeah, so thank you so much from the Greenest side. Seriously, I mean, thank you so much for sharing whatever you shared as the information.
It's my pleasure.
And to me at least, I mean, okay, I know you've been doing this for quite some time. I used to join Greenest back in last semester. I used to join Greenest. I remember I had a Photoshop lab. I'll show you the page. And I didn't know you were doing so much until today morning when I actually spoke to you. I mean, I know you were in Bhumi and all, but I didn't know you were the HR and you were the Google ambassador. I know Jigyasa, I know everything else, but I didn't know all these things. So
There are lots of things that you do not know, my friend.
there's a lot of things I didn't know about you, being your classmate for 3.5 years now. But then again, it's good to know all this, and thank you so much for coming.
Okay, you all have been fabulous, I must say, and best of luck. And I'm pretty sure you will do well. You will expand like anything. Your function of expansion will be like an exponential one. E to the power always positive.